Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It was probably only 4 or 5 videos ago that we did a pretty popular video, and people have been asking me to follow this up with the Elite trainer boxes from the Sword and Shield era. So what we did, and I'll leave a link down in the comments, not in the comments, but in the description of this video, what we did, but we looked at all 13 Sword and Shield main series sets, obviously from base set right through to Silver Tempest. And what we did, we ranked them from 1 through to 13 based on the ratio between the top 10 hits price and the cost of the box. What we found was that Chilling Reign actually come out on top. Evolving Skies finished second, Fusion Strike finished third, and basically, that wasn't a ranking, and this video isn't a ranking of what's the most investable set. It's not a ranking of what's the best set or what I think is the best set. All it is a ranking between the top 10 hits in the set as a ratio to the box price. Now, what you'll find is with a set like Chilling Reign, the entry point for that box here in Australia, and I'm sure in the US, is still pretty good. Like, it's only about 225 Australian dollars for a booster box, whereas the total cost of the top 10 hits raw adds up to somewhere in the vicinity over 1,000 Australian dollars. So you get this ratio, like the top 10 hits is 5 times the cost of the booster box. Now, this doesn't take into account a lot of variables. It doesn't take into account things like pull rates. It's just the ratio between top 10 hits and box price. So we're going to do it with the Elite trainer boxes. Obviously, there was 5 during the Sword and Shield era. 5 holiday sets, starting off with Champion's Path. The second one coming through was Shining Fates. Third one throughout the Sword and Shield era was Celebrations, the 25th anniversary set. The fourth one coming through was Pokemon Go, and the 5th and final holiday set, which was also the final set that came out for Sword and Shield era, was Crown Zenith. Now, I don't want you to compare the ratios that we did do in this video to the ratios that we did in the booster box video, because they're different. Obviously, a booster box has a higher price. It's got 36 packs inside it, where of course an Elite trainer box, bar the Celebrations one, has 10 packs inside it. As you're probably aware, Celebrations picks up a couple other Sword and Shield sets. What does it say you get inside there? Chilling Reign, Battle Styles, Vivid Voltage, Darkness Ablaze, and one other. But you're picking up 5 other Sword and Shield main set booster packs inside there. Now, what can you pull from this, or what can we learn from it? I think ultimately this ratio between the top 10 hits of a box price of a set, not taking into account pull rates, versus the current Elite trainer box price, or in the booster box video, the booster box price, is just current value in the market for the sealed product. I think that's ultimately what you can pull from it. So the higher the ratio between the top 10 hits and the price of the sealed product, if that ratio is high, it probably suggests that maybe there's some value to be had out of the sealed product. Does it make it the most investable? Does it make it the best set? I'm not saying either of those things. I'm just saying it probably represents good value as a sealed product to pick up at the moment. So let's look at these 5. Starting off with Champion's Path. I remember when this came out, it was hard to get. It was, pre-orders were expensive here in Australia. You probably couldn't find one much cheaper than 120 Australian dollars really at launch, like at pre-order price. They were pretty dear. So if you'd held off and sort of waited a little while, you could probably pick them up at the dip, maybe 6, 9, 12 months after they come out. They're now trending back up. So current price of a Champion's Path Elite trainer box is about 101 US. Now, the top 10 hits, albeit it's very, very heavily reliant on 2 of them, which is of course that shiny Charizard VMAX and the Charizard V, that sort of darked out silver background, sort of shiny looking Charizard. $380 for the top 10 hits. But the 2 Charizards make up about 90% of that. So it's a bit skewed. It's a bit of a, I don't want to say one-trick pony. I guess it's a 2-trick pony, the Champion's Path Elite trainer box. So, hey, but if you do the sums, that gives us a ratio of 3.76. So not bad, not bad. Next one, of course, that come out was the Shining Fates. Currently, Elite trainer box price for Shining Fates is about 43 US dollars. So over half the price of a Champions Path Elite Trainer box. Now the top 10 hits, again, it relies quite heavily on the Charizard sitting inside the set. Skylar, the other sort of main chase card, has seen some movement north in the last 6 months, as is every waifu. Again, forgive my terrible Australian accent card. That's moved north, so that's probably a chase card that wasn't really around when this first came out as such. There's some nice shinies inside this set. Obviously, the shiny Suicune, I think, would be probably the third most expensive card from the set. But top 10 hits add up to $152. Now, if you do the maths, the top 10 hits are 3.53 times the cost of the Elite Trainer box. So a slight bit less than Champions Path. Now, the third holiday set, and boy, did this have some shoes to fill, because the 20th anniversary boxes of these are just bonkers in price. Now, I wouldn't say the 20th anniversary set is the best set, and I also wouldn't say the 25th anniversary set is the best set. But currently, you can pick up a Celebrations Elite Trainer box for about $83. The total cost of the top 10 hits inside the set is actually surprisingly low. These things, and it's sort of hard because it's such a small set. It's the smallest holiday set from the Sword and Shield era. If it didn't have those, throwback cards, there wouldn't. Geez, you're sort of constantly pulling the same old cards inside this set. So, and I know supply seems to have dwindled pretty quickly, but it was, there was heaps of supply around when it came out. Currently, the top 10 hits add up to $179. So $83 for the box and $179 for the top 10 hits gives us a ratio of 2.156. Obviously, the biggest chase card is that Classic Collection Charizard. You've also got the Gold Mew inside there. You've also got some other really nice Classic Collection cards as a bit of a throwback, like the Gold Star Umbreon, which was a really cool card from the EX series. I do like what they did with the throwback to some of the older cards that were popular throughout each set. One thing I didn't like about 25th anniversary was just how big that logo was. It seems to overpower or overbear each card, which I'm not really the biggest fan of. But anyway, what do you think? Did Celebrations live up to its hype? Fourth set, Pokemon Go. Now this one is cheap. Current Elite Trainer box price is $38. So this is the cheapest out of our 5 holiday sets from the Sword and Shield era. So $38 for an Elite Trainer box. Current cost of the hits, top 10 in the set, is $168. Now, geez, what's that made up of primarily? You've of course got the Alt Art Mew. Then you've got a couple of rainbow cards, don't you? You've got the Rainbow Mewtwo. You've got the Rainbow Dragonite in there as well. Did I say Mew before? I meant Alt Art Mewtwo. If I said Mew, apologies, I meant Mewtwo. So it's sort of, the set is really based around Mewtwo. It is a nice looking alt art, I think, inside there. And this gives us a ratio, just because of how cheap this Elite Trainer box is, of 4.43. So currently the top 10 hits are 4.43 times the Elite Trainer box price. Now the fifth and final, and this is an absolute banger of a set, you should be able to strongly argue that this is the nicest set out of the 5 holiday sets throughout the Sword and Shield era. Now the ratio on this could well be skewed a little bit because, this set's only 7-8 months old, maybe not even that. Probably 6 or 7 months old. So you could argue there's a lot more supply to be opened, or there's a lot more sealed boxes to be opened, which will add supply to the market on singles, which could or should drop the price of singles, particularly, of course, those top 10. So current Elite Trainer box price is $55. To me, that represents ripper value. And the top 10 hits, they add up to $395. Now, of course, you've got some absolute bangers in this. You've got some nice trainer cards. You've also got that beautiful gold Giratina. There's plenty of really nice Galarian Gallery cards. I really like the Glaceon V-Star. I really like things like that Entei card. That whole Galarian gallery has some beautiful artworks. I think it's a belter of a set. Now, if we move on and rank these 5, starting from the bottom, Jesus, sound like a Drake track. Started from the bottom now here. Anyway, starting from the bottom in 5th place, which sounds like a stitch up. And again, this isn't investment advice about advice about what's going to be the best long term. It is an investment advice about what's the best set. It's just ranking the ratio. So currently in number 5, which again sounds a bit harsh, is Celebrations at 2.156. In 4th place is Shining Fates at 3.53. In 3rd place is Champions Path here at 3.76. In 2nd place, Pokemon Go 4.43. And 1st place, which probably is no confusion there by a long shot, is Crown Zenith at 7.18. Now, like I said, Crown Zenith is likely to, it could well get reprinted. It could be a big second wave or third wave. It could well drop singles prices further, which is obviously going to sort of muck up that ratio. So again, I wanted to, I guess, make one thing pretty clear is this isn't a ranking, these 5 here, this isn't a ranking of what you should go spend your money on and invest in. Because I think long term, there's going to be 3 that do pretty well here, and there's going to be 2, in my opinion, that do pretty average. Surprisingly, I think Champions Path will go pretty well long term. There's 2 absolute belter Charizards that you can pull, and as a display piece with the gold sort of Charizard VMAX on the front, I think it makes a bit of a statement. Celebrations should do well long term, and Crown Zenith, there's some historical factors in there. It's the last English set with yellow borders. It's got that beautiful Galarian gallery inside there. It's something a bit different. It's a bigger holiday set. You feel like there's a few more cards to choose from and pull. So it's a bit more fun to open. I can see streamers absolutely loving to open in the future. But I guess right now, looking at this, you could argue out of all these sets that Crown Zenith is representing the best value as a sealed product. Now, if it doesn't get another massive wave of printing, then I think it's a great pickup. Like I was saying, I ended up picking up another 10 of these Elite Trainer boxes for 70 Australian dollars from a local retailer. They had them on special there at EB Games. They were $77. I know the guys there quite well. I said, hey, look, buy a few cards off you blokes. It's time to start looking after me. So that was pretty much at wholesale, pretty much at purchase price for them, $70. So it was good of them. They looked after me. They gave me 10 of them for that price. If you don't ask, you're not going to get. So, do some digging around. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of these ratios? What do you guys think of the holiday sets from Sword and Shield? Are they worth picking up as an investment? If my 2 cents are worth anything, Crown Zenith would be number 1 for me. Forgetting about these ratios, Crown Zenith would be number 1 for me as a pickup right now. I think it represents awesome value. Number 2, probably for me, while it's still cheap, I think Champions Path's going to move up quicker than what we think. And I guess the reason Celebrations ranked 5th is it's very quickly sort of, this Elite Trainer box price has very quickly gone up. And because of the small set size, there's this huge saturation of singles, which has dropped singles prices, which has sort of made it feel like bad value in the market. But I think long term, this is also going to be a great pickup. So, hey, give me your thoughts down below. Love chatting to you guys. Thanks for commenting. It's been a bit of banter down in the comments lately, so I appreciate that. Thanks heaps for having a chat. Look forward to it. I'll catch you guys next time. Ta.